I have tested every single item in every single shop in the whole of Gielinor to see which are the most profitable items to buy. My evenings aren't wasted. The problem with shop moneymakers is as soon as there is a good one, loads of people do it. Some people make bots to farm them, and before you know it, no one is making any money. This is the Colomancer chest, and grapes used to be amazing money. It is a bank and a shop in one, but it still didn't even make the top 10. Only 6 months ago, Solo Mission won a 1 billion Sepugga challenge by buying nails from the sawmill, and at the time, it was probably the best method in the game. But go there now and you will be lucky if there is 5 iron or steel nails in stock. So I decided to find the best 10 shops so that there is enough money makers out there for absolutely everyone, and this is the top 10 list. In all of these methods I use the one click buy 50 at a time method. If you don't know how to do this, I have linked the guide below. Shazian has completely been reworked. Not only have they added things in, but they have also changed the layout. And something as simple as a shop being closer to a bank can double or even triple a money making method. So if you ever see an update like this, it is worth checking out the shops in that area. And at number 10 is one of those in this area. The archery shop in Shazian. Unlike other archery stores, you can actually buy iron bolts from here. These cost just a few GP each, and the G price is currently 16 GP. They are stackable, so you don't need to bank, and there will always be buyers for them, meaning it is a sustainable method no matter how many people do it. Every method I tested, I started with 5 million GP, did just under 10 minutes testing it, price checked it at the end, and then multiplied the profit by 6 to get the hourly rate. After testing iron bolts and Shazian, even though it is bottom of the list, it still makes you 800k per hour simply buying from one shop and hopping worlds. At number 9 we are again in Shazian, and this is what I mean about checking out any new area for little money makers. Just by the bank there is a clothing shop, and we know players like to dress up in RuneScape. Of course, I don't do stuff like that, not in game anyway, just at home. That'd be weird. These capes have a very nice profit, and if you use RuneLight, it shows you the trending price instead of the GE price. These items were currently selling for over double the GE price. After buying these out for 10 minutes, the profit per hour was also 800k, so I decided to test RuneLight, and I put them in for just under the trending price, which was much higher, and they did in fact sell for that price. So whilst I put this method down as 800k per hour, the trending price means you could actually make 2.1 million GP. In number 8, I bet you can't guess where we are. Yes, we're in Shazian yet again. There is also a shop that not only sells normal weapons, but it also sells black weapons, which are normally only available as rare drops. There are so many different weapons in this shop. Even if some rise and others fall, you can go through them individually and simply pick the most profitable ones to buy out whenever you do this method. When I did it, black scimitars and bronze 2Hs were by far the most profitable, so that's what I decided to buy out. After testing this for 10 minutes, the profit margin was 948k per hour for this, but again, the trending prices were even higher. At number 7, we are finally in a different area, and that is Prifddinas, which unlike most shops does have some requirements. To access the area requires the completion of the Song of the Elves quest, which requires 8 different skills to be level 70. But if you do manage to be able to access the area, you are far less likely to have a bot take away this moneymaker because of those requirements. And in the area you have a general store right next to a bank, but unlike most general stores, this one has a stock of about 50 papyrus, so you can simply buy 2 loads, banking them, and then hopping worlds and repeating again. After testing this method, it came in at number 7, earning 1.08 million GP per hour. At number 6, we actually have a money maker that has been around for a while, and surprisingly, this is the only one I found that has stood the test of time. It's fairly well known and still a very good money maker. And this method is balls of wool from Nature's Knot. It's right by a bank and there's a stock of 100, meaning you can buy and bank these incredibly fast. The reason this is still a good money maker is that we use an incredible amount of jewelry between us, and each amulet requires a ball of wool to string it, so this is the only really quick way to meet that demand. This old and very well known method is still making a very good 1.14 million GP per hour, but even this is nothing compared to the top methods. But before we get into those, I just wanted to mention a couple that didn't quite make it and even surprised me. The Shanty Pass shop has always been a very good money maker. The bronze bars are consistently a decent profit, and between the desert clothing, water skins and other useful items, it is normally a great place. Sadly, not at the moment, but this still makes over 500k per hour, and I have no doubt will be a good money maker again at some point. Next is Hudo in the Grand Tree groceries, and with so many items next to a bank that are not commonly found in other shops, it would have previously been consistently in the top 10. But the prices of all of these items are now as low as I have ever seen, and although it will always be decent money, it isn't the 1 to 1.5 million GP per hour moneymaker that it used to be. Back to the top 10, and at number 5 we have a place that has been around forever but still produces one of the best money makers, even though the only requirement is 40 range to enter, and this of course is the Ranging Guild. In the shop here you can buy not only arrows but also arrowheads, which are generally far more money. You have to be a little bit careful here as the price goes up quite a lot as you buy them. However, bronze and iron always give a profit, so you buy them all out no matter what. Steel is currently profitable if you buy 50 anytime the stock is over 200. And myth and addy are profitable anytime you buy 50 and the stock is over 150. There was one other person buying here when I was. If I was here on my own, I would have made over double what I did make, but equally if there were 3 other people buying, I would have made half, so keep that in mind for this method. The stocks are incredibly important to how much you are going to make here. However, even with one person buying at exactly the same time I was, this method makes 1.35 million GP per hour. At number 4, the money from here starts to go up much faster. Over in the remote island of Mosler Harmless, there is a clothing shop that sells a wide variety of pirate clothes. Buying and selling these is not just good money at the GE price, but with such a variety there is always at least one style rising in price a lot. It is fairly common for these items to sell for 5 to 10 times the actual GE price if you are patient. The downside is it wouldn't take many people at all to crash this method, as there is simply not enough demand if thousands more pieces enter the GE. At the GE prices, this shop will earn you 1.6 million GP per hour, and potentially far more if you are patient selling them for a much higher price in the GE. In number 3 spot is actually 2 shops and doesn't require you to use a bank. This item can be bought in any hunter shop, is stackable, but has still managed to make it to number 3. Packs of box traps currently cost 3,840 GP for 100, meaning you are paying 38 GP per box trap. But the GE price for a box trap currently is 61 GP each, meaning you make 2.3k per pack, and each shop sells 3 packs each. That is just under 7k each time you buy 3 packs, and then all you have to do is hot world and do exactly the same again. Eventually, when your inventory is full of packs, you simply click on each one and the box trap become noted in the 1 stack in your inventory. This method makes more money than the Chamber of Xeric, demonic gorillas, or killing Vorkath with a toxic blowpipe at 2.1 million GP per hour. And at number 2 is where the money goes crazy, and even though it missed out on top spot, it is probably the best money maker of them all, because it is an item we use millions of every day between us, and there is a shop in Prifddinas that sells them dirt cheap, and that item is Cosmic Runes. The shop can stock as many as 250, and the price starts at 50 GP each and only goes up a small amount as you buy them. But the G price is currently 168 GP, meaning you can make up to 25k each time you hop worlds. It is also protected from most bots behind fairly high requirements of 70 and 8 different skills, and even if there are people buying as well as you, it is still a very good money maker. When I did this, there was one other person buying at the same time as me, and the average amount per world I got was about 500 when I purchased, and I made a staggering 3.3 million GP per hour. That makes this the 9th best money maker in the entire game, and if you had this to yourself, or even if you got on after a system update where the stocks are reset and could buy 250 per world, it would make this method around 7 million GP per hour. Quite incredible. And in at number 1 spot is quite frankly a glitch in the matrix. There was always the chance testing all of these shops I would find an obscure item that no one really thinks of, and this is most definitely it. After you have completed a few quests and done the minigame The Rogue Trader, you will gain access to Ali's discount wares in Al-Kharid by speaking to Ali himself. He mainly sells runes, but he also sells blackjacks, and the Maple Blackjack D is 1600 GP in his shop, but is over 3000 GP on the GE. He stocks 25 of these, so each click currently nets you 35,000 GP profit. However, let's be really honest on this one. There isn't a massive demand for Maple Blackjacks, and even with me just buying and selling them, there may now be a merch clan somewhere wondering who is crashing them after the price has gone up for the last 6 months, and presuming it must be someone from their own clan. As soon as just a few people start buying these for a sustained period, the price will undoubtedly crash, but it's number 1 on merit, and who would have ever thought that Maple Blackjacks D could be a better money maker than the Nightmare, the Chamber of Xeric, and Vorkath, and be currently the 7th best money maker in the entire game. So that is the top 10 list of shops that you can make bank from currently. I am Lilratbags, and I have more money makers out for you next week, and I hope you have enjoyed this one.